Hello, 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 and welcome back to a new episode of Everyday Sundays. Today, I am very lucky because I'm not alone here. I do have a wonderful guest today. It's Muhammad. He's the founder of Gorilla Real Estate and a very good friend of mine. And we are talking about real estate, entrepreneurship, and money in Dubai. Welcome, Muhammad.
Thank you, Jule. You are a very dear friend of mine. Thank you.
How do you feel today?
Excited.
You're excited?
Yeah. I like the setup. And it's always great to spend time talking about business and money in Dubai. The main thing.
Lucky us, perfect.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you. Like, how did you are from Syria. You came from Syria all the way to Dubai many years ago, not yesterday.
Yeah, 11 years.
11 years.
They passed very quickly.
Yeah, that's for sure. How did you end up in Dubai?
Well, the story was before the war starts in Syria, I was always thinking that I'm going to do a master degree back in Germany. And then I'm going to go back to Syria. A master degree or PhD, something like this related to economics and business management, which what I did originally. When the war started, I was thinking, I don't want to be called a refugee. And it got like really difficult to get into Europe from Syria. And I got the chance to come to Dubai. It was not on my plan, to be honest. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And then we think about the master degree later on. When I came to Dubai, the master degree in the American university was like really expensive for the salary that I started with. So I forgot about it for some time. I started working as an employee, normally from corporate to another. And I spent around 7 years doing market research, but mainly for real estate and about investment and high net worth people and what do they care about in investment in real estate, whether in London, in New York, in Dubai, and in Saudi as well. It got me so much in love in real estate. Like the result that you see, the open ends when the high net worth people talking about their investment and this stuff, it's really interesting. And at the same time, in the early beginnings of my life in Dubai, the income was very low. So I wanted any second income that is possible. So I was helping the owner of my apartment, getting his apartment subleased. And I was getting a small commission out of that, which is like maybe per month, 1,000, 1,500, which is great. And like compared to my salary at that time, I think it was around 6,000, 6,500. Now I think about it, how I did it, I don't know. I cannot repeat it. I was like, I'm doing really good in terms of like renting small apartments. And I loved it. And it became my passion to always look at what's happening in Dubai, what new areas are opening, how's the apartment living there, or the villas in that area, what does it feels to live with this developer, with that developer, to the limit that the HR in my last 2 companies that I worked in was like whenever there is a new employee or a new person coming to Dubai and wants to rent or to buy, she's like, ask Muhammad, he's very, very good in real estate. And I was doing the service for free, I was just preparing them. They go to the agent, they know more than the agent about the area, about what they want. They tell them, okay, I want this. And they pay the agent the commission. I reached into a limit where I'm done with corporate world, with the pressure that was in the corporate world. It's like there is pressure in every work, but in the corporate world was like multiply billion, because majority of my work was with consultants and big companies. And the consultants, if anyone knows about the business consultants, they are extremely under pressure. And then they unload that pressure on you as the agency is doing the market research, because they have very tight timelines. And like, it was very, very difficult. And then my friend wanted to start his agency, and we thought like, okay, why not? We did together for some time, and then we're still perfect friend. He's doing good. I'm doing good. I went on my own and I opened Gorilla Real Estate, and it was great from the get-go, to be honest, like far better than I expected. Maybe I was underestimating the people around me and myself, but we're doing great. And big thanks from that to you and Kevin.
You can be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Because you went from like having nothing.
Yes, literally.
From coming from Syria to Dubai, knowing no one, having nothing, to like a person who knows everything about Dubai, who has like a stable income, who has like a nice house, nice backyard, everything that you wished for. I think you have it right now. What do you think were the let's say the 3 mindset shifts that you needed to go through from being an employee in a normal company, like as a market researcher, to becoming that entrepreneur that you are today, living the life that you have?
It's a great question, to be honest. Again, when I first came, I didn't like the city. I felt
You didn't?
Yeah, I didn't like Dubai at all. It might be the first time people hear it, because I always say like how amazing is Dubai, and I needed that shift in what I understood later, that I really needed that shift in my mentality. The city was not the wrong part. I needed to stop blaming other factors and look at myself and fix in the things that I can control, rather than caring about the things that is totally out of my control. I cannot change a bad manager. I cannot change a low income from a company that is, they're told you this is the income that you're going to get hired with. Don't expect that next year you will get 10,000 dirham increase. No. Like I started with 6,500. The next year was 200 dirhams extra on my salary as an increase. And I was thinking that there is a mistake, you know? So anyway, the shift in my mentality was that I need to care about what I can control and work on myself. And that helped me a lot. I was lucky to meet some great managers back in Syria who actually kind of ruined for me what is manager. Because when I came from Syria, I was expecting that the managers who are at high positions, they should be the same, you know, that's why they are there. And unfortunately, it was not. The first manager I had, he was like a father figure for me more than a manager. And we wanted him always to be in the, let's say, in the office, you know, in the company. We like, you know, many people will find it strange. Like, why would he want his manager in the company? Many people will like, oh, great, he's not in the company. But no, he was like always great. So when I came to Dubai, I was like shocked that there is some very bad managers. And I was young, you know, 22, 23 years old. So I did that shift in my mind. And then once you start understanding the vibe of the city, or let's say the frequency of Dubai, it's a very quick city. Everything has to be done yesterday. And that was part of my work, basically, in market research. Everything has a timeline and everything has to be done in a very short timeline. I started understanding that if I want to survive in this city, I need to look at what is perfect in this city and how I can move forward with it. And I started thinking that to be successful in this city, you need to improve so many things related to your income. You need to get better income. You need to work hard. It's not going to be 9 to 6 that will cut it. Unless you are lucky to come from your country and get a high position, highly paid, and still you will have a lot of stress, because Dubai is one of the fastest moving cities around the world. Like, don't expect that you will close your mobile at 6 o'clock and things will be fine and great. No. It's a city that has done in 10 years or 20 years what other cities took them centuries and they still didn't do. So keep that in mind before you come to Dubai, so you don't face the same experience, let's say, that I faced. I was like, in the beginning, I didn't like it. But then when you make that shift in your mind, when you really blame no one except you, the city will tell you, okay, now you understand me, and now you prepare to be rewarded if you continue putting the hard work. Until now, I'm not relaxed. I keep putting hard work, because I know that the day that I will say I will relax, someone else will take my position, or will be better than me in doing something for the client, and the client might leave to another agency or to another real estate agent. So I know that I always has to perform at 110%.
True. So you started in another agency, and you started helping other real estate agents to do a better job and to find clients and to find properties and to build these relationships with all the developers. What was the reason? Why did you go for the decision to found your own company, to go that's like it's more work for sure, because you have all the responsibilities, you pay all the bills.
Yes.
What was the reason why?
So the beginning was with a friend, and we thought it's a nice business adventure, let's say. And he had some background of how the real estate back-end business happens. And I had the background of the research part of the business of the real estate, but it was the beginning of the off-plan boom, let's say, in Dubai. And it was a lot of hard work, a lot of connections need to be built with the developers and these stuff. And it was the wave when the Russia and Ukraine war started. And there was a lot of Russian-speaking buyers coming to Dubai. I don't speak Russian. I know very little. But my friend wanted to focus mainly on the Russian market. And I expected that will lead later, the war between Ukraine and Russia will lead later into having more people coming from the rest of Europe, not only from Russian-speaking countries. And I wanted us to focus more on the broader picture rather than only on Russian-speaking countries. And that's where we had different opinions, let's say. And we're still friends. We are in a great relationship. So I thought I want to focus on the rest of Europe. And that's when I opened my agency. And I thought I will take the pressure. It's okay. I'm super happy that my first clients were really big tickets, and they are still one of my best clients, and still till now they are doing deals with me. And from there, we took it forward. Yeah, it was a good decision. I cannot say that I regret it. It was perfect. I will do it 10 more times.
I remember the times where we sat in your garden and discussed about potential names of the company. So it was quite funny.
Yes.
No one knew at that time that you would become such a great mentor for myself. Like,
Thank you.
Nobody knew. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And you invested in real estate by yourself?
Yes.
You bought your villa. You have your property investment. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about that?
So when I bought my villa, we were financially not that strong, let's say, but we knew that we wanted to make that step early in the beginning. Okay, let me start how we got to know about that area. My wife was like also searching into real estate. She likes it also a lot. And she was telling me, Emaar is really, that was, I think, 2017, 18, something like that. And we lived in Emaar communities before, so we were living in Greens and the Views, and we loved it. Like the properties were managed in a perfect way, perfection, honestly, from Emaar. I give them credits for that. And my wife said that there is a new project. They are giving 1% payment plan. You know, it was the time when the market was slowing down a little bit towards the 2018-19. And Emaar was releasing townhouses and villas in Emaar's house. And we went there the first time and we took the wrong route, etc. And I was like, it's far, it's very far. I'm not going to live there. I don't know what. And we visited, there was literally a tent for Emaar in the middle of the desert. And there is some greenery around it. And they were at that time doing the initial infrastructure for the golf and what is around it. Even there is now one building that is ready there, Golf Views. It was like in the basement still. So anyway, we looked at it and we saw that the master plan is really nice. And we saw the townhouses. And we saw like in the middle of the Gulf, there is like some set of villas, around like 204 villas they released at that time. They were called Golf Links. And I asked about the price and it was like starting 2.4, something like this, 2.3, up to 3.2, I think. And I was like, oh no, that's too far of our budget, so we're not going to consider it. And we started thinking about the townhouses, that how to fit it within my salary at that time, etc. And how we can pay rent and at the same time invest to buy a property for us. And because we knew that every year on year, my average rent for one bedroom apartment was like around 85,000. I didn't want to live in the more affordable ones because also my wife doesn't drive. So I used to drop her and I go to my work in Media City. So I didn't want to go further inside to the more affordable areas. And things goes by. I tried to buy the townhouse. It didn't work. And thanks God it didn't work because later when the corona started and I was also still scanning and putting offers for other townhouses. That was my target is in Springs. So we wanted to get one of the corner townhouses. At that time during corona, it was for around 1.6, 1.7.
Wow.
Yeah, right now they are like 4 to 5, I don't know, something like that. And I knew that I need to put around 400,000 in renovation, if not more. And the rooms are small and it's old. But the community is great and it's central location. And then by chance, I don't know, I checked all villas and I see there is a great offer for a villa in Imar's house. And I was like, for sure, this agent is mixing villas and townhouses. I called the agent, he confirmed. And I don't know if he's watching, his name was Sunny. He was a great agent, to be honest. He said that, yes, we can do viewings. And I was like, wow, the price is like 400,000 below the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there and we viewed the property, and it was like, yes, as the pictures. And me and my wife, we started bidding, we put a lower price, he refused, lower price, he refused, lower price, he refused. We go up a little bit, and he refused. And then the owner changed his mind. He lost his job. He found another job, blah, blah, blah. So we found another unit. And because I was like negotiating on another unit, that unit increased in price. Anyway, long story short, I got my villa for around 1.9 million. And the original price was 2.310. And that allowed me to do a lot of extra things and stay within the starting price of the property. Of course, these prices doesn't exist anymore because we were in a crisis. We were, and it gave the opportunity to a lot of people to shift from renting into buying during that time, knowing that many people were saying all over the internet that the story of Dubai, between two brackets they used to write Disneyland, has finished. I had a belief always in this city. I had a belief in the government of this city, and I knew that they spent trillions and trillions of dollars, if not more, to make this city out of sand. They're not going to close the door and say goodbye. Okay, we had Corona, we cannot stay anymore. I knew that Dubai will recover. I didn't know how fast it will recover. It shocked everyone. I believe even the government didn't expect that they will recover that fast. They did the right things. They did the right steps. Within 6 months, Dubai started opening restaurants, started opening places, beaches, etc., and moved forward, while other parts of the world till now, they still suffer from this. We moved in January or April 2021. I bought it in the end of 2020. And that was one of the best decisions I have ever made. Many people were telling me, don't do it. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Dubai. And I was like, yeah, I know.
And it's far.
Yeah, and it's far. But then I thought about it. It's 20 to 25 minutes away from Dubai Marina. The city is heading that way. It's heading to Dubai South. And I knew that Emaar, they don't take plots out of nowhere. They know what is coming into the area. They know the future plans of the government because they are semi-government company. And I had a belief that Dubai doesn't do things that will fail, let's say. And I bought there and I was happy. And now it's doubled, like I can say 120% increase in the price because I did the reevaluation for the golden visa. And then after some time, like last year, we bought another unit. Not a villa, an apartment, because I was putting money for the business as well. That was in Discovery Garden, in the new buildings from HMB, a very good developer that is building their reputation also step by step. Recently, I got a handover from them, or an inspection actually. It was snagging from them for one of my clients, who is also my friend who started with me in the market research. And I was so happy for him that he did the step and he started investing in the real estate. So yeah, that's my story. And now I'm considering, from the new 3 master plans that are coming, I'm considering a townhouse or a villa. We will see how things goes and how the prices will come out. And we'll tell you more in details about it later on.
Great. So the decisions that you have made, like the two, let's compare them. You bought the villa for yourself. You had different factors in to decide, like, am I going to go for that 1.9 million villa or not? And the second object, HMB, 1-bedroom apartment, Discovery Garden, you had different factors, how to evaluate if it's a good investment for you, if you want to go for it or not, right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So the first villa that you bought, have you had a look at numbers? Was capital appreciation a thing for you in that time? Or was it just like, I want to have a beautiful home for my wife, my kids and me. And I want to have something that is within the budget that I can allow myself with the salary I have?
The two factors were there. First of all, like I remember it clearly, like very vivid memory. Me and my wife, after the agent left, we took a detour and we were walking in around the part of the Gulf that was done, and there was this small birds that are flying everywhere. It was heaven on earth. It was really nice. And my wife was like, shall we give him the 1.9 and go with it? And telling everyone, I emptied my credit cards, I emptied everything. I even didn't have money to buy the rest of the furniture. I moved the one bedroom furniture into the villa, and it took me some time until we did everything. We went all in for the villa, knowing that it is a great option because of the difference in the original price and the current price. The owner the previous owner at that time, super nice gentleman from the UAE. He was telling me, Muhammad, I know that the moment I sign, you will be making money on this villa, but I can retrieve my losses in stock market faster than if I wait until the market recover. I believe the market recovered faster. I don't know, but I wished him all the best. He was such a nice gentleman. There was many factors that I was looking at in the villa. For example, the big window above the door that a lot of natural daylight pouring in, the size of the kitchen, the living area, these things. That was one of my top priorities, the finishing, all of these things. And when I did my my apartment investment, I cared about the layout, I cared about the view, because I know that it's not only numbers what makes the decision. As an investor, you need to look at the numbers, and at the same time, you need to think in your mind about the end beneficiary of this unit, whether it's the tenant or someone who will rebuy it from you later when it's ready, using a mortgage and make it their own home. So if I get a unit that is like street view on the lower floor, I don't know what, depends on the view, of course, and it's not a good layout, later when I come to the handover, it will be rented the last one, and it will be sold the last one at a lower price than the average units that being sold in that building. So I had all that in mind. So I was thinking from a perspective of an resident in that apartment, and at the same time with the eye of an investor about the price, the rent that I'm gonna get in that area. I managed to compare one tower that is approximately at the same level of what I was buying in, that is Westwood by MTS in Al Furjan, and it was renting the one bedroom between 95 to 105. I got my unit at around 1,975,000 even, and I knew that in the worst case scenario my unit will be renting for 75,000. In the worst case scenario, okay? And it will be more. My wife tested the metro right next to the metro, 7 minutes to Marina. You can walk later to the beach. So I can use it for a long-term rental, and I can use it for Airbnb rental. So I have the choice when it's ready to check both options and choose whatever I like. So it's always different sets of eyes that you look at, but at the same time, both of them are important in both parts. Like, unless you have endless amounts of money and you just care about buying a home, then okay, you don't care about anything. I just need to love it. But rationally, we always look at both parts, because someday I might sell it. So I don't want to lose money on whatever I was living in. I want always to make money, or at least not lose. So you keep that in mind always. Keep both sets of eyes, the investor eye and the resident eye, when you are making a choice.
Yeah, true. So you bought for 975?
Yes.
And you're expecting the lowest rent 75?
That's in the worst conservative way, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Especially with the increase of population that is happening every second.
You do have the plan to invest more?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
What is the thing that you always have an eye on? I know that we always have a look at the developers, like what's the quality that they deliver? Do they deliver in time? Blah, blah, blah. That's one factor for sure. But I have also the feeling that it's quite hard to find the perfect units. Like where the price is perfect, where the quality is perfect, where the location is perfect, where the view is perfect, where the public transport is perfect. What would you think are the most important factors when making a decision when you go for an investment that has return on investment? Not for your personal living.
Okay. For your personal living, you need to look, let's start with the easy one. for your personal living, you need to look at the main areas that you commute to, and if you are happy in doing that commute. So for me I don't want to go deep. At that time, there was no plans for Hissa Road, Sakim Road, and there was a lot of communities on it. And I didn't know the government future plans after 6-7 years, how they will do the roads and etc. And there was no that boom in infrastructure and the government spending on infrastructure in Dubai. It was not like that. It was like more restrictions on spending because we were through the crisis. So I was thinking, if I will go to Media City, Internet City, Dubai Marina, where most of the areas that I commute to, and JLT, if I go deep on the communities that are in Hissa Road or Sakim Road, it will take me 30 to 45 minutes during the rush hour to reach into where I want to. If I go to Dubai South, it will take me 22 to 25 minutes during the rush hour. There is no traffic to that area, back and forth. So
streets are empty.
Yeah, streets are empty, seriously. And so I did the decision that I enjoy driving. I don't mind to go further distance, but I hate stucking in traffic. So that was the very good factor for me, because the price were approximately similar in the options that I was looking at. But there I could get a villa standalone, and in close to Sakim or Hissa Road, I would get a townhouse at around the same price. So I went with the standalone villa, and it was the right decision for us, because financial-wise, both of them, both options appreciated. But from our point of view, some people, they tell you, no, I want as close as possible, and I don't like to drive. Okay, but then you might stuck in traffic. Right now, traffic is reducing, etc. In that area, because there is so many government plans for bridges, over what they call it, this bridge that goes overfly or something like this. Anyway, so that's on the residential part. On the investment part, I would say always do the numbers and then look at the layouts. But to be honest, they have to be in parallel. So when we are saying that the numbers are good, you have to make sure that the rest of the factors are great as well. I have seen some project, I'm not going to name names, that is in Maidan area. 2 bedrooms at 850 square foot. 2 bedrooms. My 1 bedroom that I bought is 775 square foot. I don't say that's waste of space. I say this is optimal space for a 1-bedroom apartment. So between the 700 to 800, that's the good size for a 1-bedroom apartment. But to have a 2-bedroom apartment at 850 square foot or something like that, and market it as it's on the cheaper price, on paper, it makes sense. But in reality, when you get any tenant to rent it, it's very small. Why the kitchen is like this? Blah, 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 blah. So keep that in mind always. So I always look at layout, views, location, and rentals. And then the numbers, let's say.
And what's your future plan? Like, what do you have? Do you have anything in mind with the villa? Because for me, like, you bought it for 1.9 and you said earlier it's 4.5 now.
Yeah.
You have
without
the pool,
the renovation. Without
you
the
have
renovation,
the pool,
yeah.
you have the very nice backyard.
So it's around 5.2 maybe if I want to put it on sale. But I'm not planning to put it on sale at all, because I know that the school will come, which will increase the price a lot. The golf club is coming. It's finished, the construction of it, and they will extend it even. There is another community center that will open soon. Like, they will start construction for it as well. And the area is still having a tremendous amount of potential. I know that there is big players that are coming, like mega big players that are doing new master plans in that area. So many people think that the more master plans opens next to you, that might reduce your price because there will be more options in the market. On the contrary, the more people are moving into that area, the more the price is increasing in that area. Keep that in mind, because there is more commercial activities, there is more demand on that area happening, and no matter what, it's still villas community. It's not like there is so many good options of apartments, etc. So whenever there's new things happening in your community, you should be happy for it. You don't be upset that my villa might be at risk of lowering price. It's never happened. Always, the more development in that community, it means that more people will be excited to move there. The demand will increase, the price will increase, and the rent will increase. Future plans for me in terms of investment, I'm targeting now in my mind a big unit if the business continue in the same way that is it going now, because like January was slow, but February, March we were smashing it, let's say, in terms of targets, in terms of sales. It's surprising me, to be honest. We are getting a lot of clients from US, and I was expecting the other way around, because I was expecting that if Trump come, he will support more businesses and more people will consider investing in the stable states of US. But it's the other way around completely, with executive orders that is changing every single day that he's doing. So many businesses are finding it not stable for them, and it's inefficient, let's say, the way it's being done. There is no long-term plan. Maybe there is, but he's not explaining it clearly to the investors, and that is creating a very unstable market in the US, and so many investors and even homeowners are trying to shift their life into Dubai, which is getting us a lot of clients, which is great. UK, kind of similar situation, different factors that is leading people into Dubai, but they are shifting their life into Dubai. France, recently we're getting a lot of leads from France. Germany, it's good. So back into the subject, we are doing very great in the business. So if it continues like this, I'm targeting some of the luxurious big plot communities that is coming from Emaar, Oasis, for example, or the new 2 master plans that will come, which I'm sorry, still I cannot speak about them. Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, I knew about them, but still it's like I don't want to put anyone in a bad position because it's still not public. So once it's public, you will be the first to know, that our followers and subscribers. And so I'm targeting townhouses and villas. One thing that I was researching, because I love to do a lot of research, we used always to recommend investors to target 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom in terms of investment, or even studios. I prefer the 1 bedroom to the studios. But anyway, I see there is a huge shift. This is directing me into another subject. I see there is a huge shift in the demographics of Dubai. Pre-corona or pre-2019, big part of the population was people, bachelors, who are living in Dubai and their families is back at home, whether in UK, France, wherever, Pakistan, India, Egypt, Syria, and they are sending money back to their families. Now, there is new businesses that are opening. There is more opportunities to open your business. There is more opportunities to be hired by a company, and there is competition between the companies on getting the best of experiences and people, and there is more communities that is in Dubai allowing you to live at an affordable kind of a cost compared to before. Before, if you want affordable, you have to go to Sharjah, or some people even going further to Ajman, and they have to do the commute in the morning. Right now, no, you have further communities deeper towards the other side of Dubai, let's say the east side of Dubai, and they are more affordable than if you are living at the front line or the second line of the beach. And you can live with a family. You can find affordable townhouses, small, of course, that you can bring your family to live here with you. Many people started doing it. Many people during the corona, they came for a short span of time saying that my country is everything is closed and I'm working online. I cannot leave my home. I'm locked because of the curfew and all of these things. And Dubai is open. Let me go stay there for 1 month, Airbnb or a hotel. They came with their families. Their families is enjoying the beach. Their families is enjoying the mall, enjoying everything. And they've like, wait a second. I think I can either open a business or get hired in Dubai. Let me figure out what's my options. And my family is loving it. The area is so secured. The country is stable. The country has a wise government. They don't fluctuate over day and night. They have a very long-term plan. They did the 2020 Expo. They figured out directly that we have the 2033, we have the 2040 plan, and I'm sure that they are already, because the 2040 plan is going on, they are already thinking about what is 2050 and 2060. I am 100% sure of that. So when you are living in a country that is managed by such government, you know that the external factors that is out of your control are minimized, let's say. So you will not have so much danger on your business, etc. Now, the internal factor is how hard you can work and how hard are you ready to put the effort to succeed in this area. And that's many people who are immigrating out of their comfort zone. I believe they are prepared to do that. Because immigration is those people who saw that mountain and decided, let's see what is behind it. Maybe it's a better opportunity. And they knew that they have to put hard work from the get-go. Back to what I saw happening is that there is more demand right now on the 3 bedrooms apartment. And I believe this is the first time maybe someone hearing about it, because majority of agents, including us, before, we didn't recommend a 3-bedroom apartment. It was a heavy unit to move in terms of rental and in terms of reselling. Right now, there is so much more families. Not all of them can afford a townhouse. That is went a little bit higher because we have a tremendous shortage in good villas and good townhouses. There might be a lot of townhouses that are tiny, that were built in the period of 2019, 20, 21, 22, because the plan was master plan and it was decided. But then majority of the developers, they understood, we see that after the handover, the move-in permit, it's taking 2 to 3 months. It means that this unit set in the market without being rented for 2 to 3 months, sometimes even more. So it means that there is some, and they got feedback. They are smart. The developers, majority of them are smart. They study the market. They do their own research, etc. They listen to their investors, bulk deal investors mainly. And the feedback that they get from the market. They saw that small townhouses are not cutting it. We need to again go back into doing good-sized townhouses, and they increased the price, of course. So the rent of the good-sized townhouses has gone to a higher level because of the shortage that is in the market, and many people are now saying, I have a family, I cannot rent the townhouse, or I don't want to go very far, so I want a 3-bedroom in a good area that provide me a good living space, good sized bedrooms, and also a nice community that I can stay in with my family, and a nice tower with a lot of amenities. If you look in JVC, JVT, Arjan, Marina, any community that is really nice to live in, Marina, I would say even in JLT, the percentage of 3 bedrooms out of the whole tower is minimal. And we are getting more and more and more families. So I believe that the 3-bedroom, and the research shows that the 3-bedroom for the future is a very good choice. Because developers, they keep doing more studios, apartments, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, rather than doing 3-bedroom, because the price per square foot, let's say the 3 bedrooms is the least profitable for the developers. They make more studios and make more 1-bedrooms. It's more profitable for them, and they can fit more units in the building. The 3 bedrooms comes always as premium units. They come always with, let's say, majority of developer, they try to differentiate it. You will see it on the brochure. The good pictures always are from the bigger units. And sometimes they come with signature finishing, like in live situation. So I would recommend this option for people who are not looking to buy a townhouse and they want to stick with the apartments. That would be a great option. Of course, if you have the money to buy a townhouse or a villa, do it. Million times do it. Because the land is getting less and less in Dubai. And once you buy a townhouse that is, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes away from the beach, the next townhouse or the next community that will come will be 20 to 25 minutes away from the beach. And we are in a coastal city, so the closer to the beach you are, the better the price is.
Amazing. No.
Yes.
Super interesting.
Yes, a lot of research. That's what people, they don't see in the back end, why he's recommending this. And of course, we always try to educate our clients and explain to them the fact behind our thinking. Like we go in a back engineering, let's say. I'm giving you the result and I'm telling you now what was the set of ideas behind recommending this.
Yeah. So my goal and the goal of many other people around the world, I think, is to build generational wealth. Like the children of my children of my children of my children still do have something of the investments that we made. What would be a nice step-by-step guide for someone who wants to build wealth through real estate, in your opinion?
I would say with the first option is choose your agent that you are working with wisely.
So you need support.
You need support, yes. Unless you are the guru of real estate and you know everything and you have been in this industry for the past 20 years and you know the country perfectly, because you might be a guru in real estate in New York, but Dubai is different.
Yeah, my problem in the beginning was like too many shiny objects in Dubai. Like everything is luxury, everything is high quality, everything has nice view, everything has a... So that's a big problem for someone who has no idea about Dubai real estate market, right?
I believe in the Mac, recently they opened a new company and they opened Amani, which is an ultra luxurious villas and mansions that are on an island of one of the islands that are in the Dubai World Islands. And he mentioned a very great point about the word luxury. When somebody is telling you luxury, it's objective, to the person who's saying luxury. If I come from an area where we had zero luxury and I see a normal one bedroom, I would say it's luxurious. With all due respect to everyone from wherever they come, okay? It's like if you have been living all your life in mansions and palaces and you are going to the 7 and 8 stars, 5 stars hotels all your life and you are from a very wealthy family, you will differentiate between actual luxury and marketing luxury. So keep that in mind whenever you are looking for your product, whenever you are checking this. And that's very important to know who's the agent that you are dealing with, who's the sales manager at the back end from the developer. That's one of the points that we always look at when we are choosing the developer and when we are choosing that's someone we are working with inside the developer. So number one is your agent. Must be very good agent and must be aware of the market, must be long time in the market, because there is something that many people they miss to understand is how good does this agent understand the lifestyle of each community. If you came yesterday to Dubai and you want to be a real estate agent, you have tremendous amount of research and work you need to do to understand the lifestyle of each community. And when your client is pouring in front of you all the information, telling you about his life, for example, I had one of the clients came from UK and he was telling me, Muhammad, I had my own house and we had like around 10,000 square meter of land around it and I had Lamborghinis, Ferraris, etc. And he sent me pictures of what he had. I understood the lifestyle that he cares of having, and I would not recommend for him a nice penthouse in JVC. Let's be honest. It's good for investment, small apartments, but the lifestyle that he wants does not exist in JVC. You have to be very smart about what you are offering. You have to be very careful about what you are offering. And I'm not going to recommend for him, for example, a villa in Sidra. Okay? It's good villas, but he's on the higher level. So you need always to understand the lifestyle of each community, how in the end result, especially when you are selling off-plan, majority of our sales right now is off-plan because that's what makes sense in the current market for any investor and any buyer. That we need to understand the client point of view, and when we reach into the handover point, the client has to be happy, has to say, okay, I trusted you and I'm thankful for that. And here's my number, here's my friend, or my brother or my sister, whatever, they want to do the same. If you reach into the point and it's a disappointment, forget about this client and be prepared for negative advertisement, negative publicity from your own clients. So that's for us is extremely important. I would never ever want a client to receive a unit and say, I didn't make a good decision. I didn't make a good decision. It means that your agent was not good. So choose the agent, be very careful about it, and tell your agent what is your plan. Are you planning to resell it? Are you planning to keep it for long-term rental? Are you wanting it for short-term rental and you might come to Dubai and stay in the unit? What do you want? Capital appreciation, etc. And majority of clients, they tend not to open all their papers, let's say all their books in front of the agent. The agent has to be smart about that. Sometimes you need to explain to the client that I have this option within the range. And in my opinion, I think if you pay a little bit extra, this option might be fantastic because the difference in capital appreciation or the difference in return on investment will be much higher. Now, on the other hand, not necessary to always give a higher option. Sometimes, if you are a good real estate agent and there is an option below the client budget and it satisfies all the need, of course you must give it.
Yeah.
Don't think about the commission.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I think about. Whether you are buying from me a mansion or you're buying from me a studio, it's a good income for my company. But the relationship is what's important in the end.
And I also think that the most important factor that most of the people who want to invest will not understand is that you need to open all your books. Because if your agent understands what's your financial situation, what's your goal, then he can consult more than just rather sending options.
Yes, exactly. And I get it from some clients, and I want to say it online. You don't need to show off in front of me. I'm your house secret of secrets. Whatever you tell me, whatever financial information you are saying in front of me, whatever future plans, it's a secret. No one knows about it. No one will ever know about it. Even the sales manager that we are dealing with at the developer doesn't need to know all the plan that we are doing. If I go to the developer, I have a plan in my mind that from this developer, I'm getting a mansion only for personal living. That's it. No more. Because
so the information is confidential.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what I always, but that, no matter what we do, it has to be built step by step with the clients.
Yeah.
It's rarely that the client from the get-go, they will open up completely with you.
Yeah.
You will see that like step by step, as we see always in our details. I had a client who wanted to buy from me a studio. Then he ended up building a portfolio with me close to 20 million dirhams.
Yeah, amazing.
The studio was like 650,000.
Yeah. Mohammed, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Your mind.
Thank you. It was
for
great.
Sharing all your knowledge with us.
Yeah.
And looking forward to many more podcast episodes to come.
Yes, sure. I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well.